And can you talk about your educational journey too?
Oh, absolutely. So I struggled in school. I had a really hard time in school. I didn't really learn, I struggled learning how to read and write early on. But I really wanted to focus on understanding that the educational vehicle can help you get there. And so I remember a time in high school, my freshman year in high school, I went to Mr. Vieira, the social studies professor. And I said, Mr. Vieira, I'm 3 weeks in high school. I came from a small Montessori school in Menlo Park, and so there were 20 of us from 2nd grade up through 8th grade, and then I graduated from that and then went right into a 1,500 person high school. 3 weeks into the school, I went up to Mr. Vieira and I said, Mr. Vieira, we got a problem. And he's like, what? And I'm like, clearly you don't like me, and I really don't like you, but I need to understand how your social studies class is going to help me become an international medical equipment sales representative, because that was my goal since I was 8. And so I need to learn from you and you need to teach me. So how are we going to make this relationship work? And
wow.
Yeah, and his response to that was he made me his teacher aide, and we collaborated throughout the year, and it was really good.
So you had your first contract.
Yeah, I had my first contract in that regard. So I spent a lot of time just focused, on that note, kind of my journey was I always knew where I wanted to end up. So I was, from a strategic perspective. So I was thinking about how do I tactically get there. So I had went to high school, was very good, got through. Then I went to St. Mary's College and got my undergrad. Spent my junior year abroad in Tokyo. 3 weeks after graduating from Tokyo, from St. Mary's, I moved to Japan for 5 years. Then came back to the United States, got my MBA at Santa Clara University, and then I've been chipping away at a doctorate for the last 10 years, which I've been pretty excited. If you've ever seen the movie Shawshank Redemption, I'm like Andy chipping away with my little rock hammer. It's gonna happen, but in this fast-paced world of mobile and the internet, it's difficult to really get your hands around the complete picture and find that place where you can uniquely add your piece of unique knowledge. But it's going to happen. So I'm actively working on a doctorate now too.
You have our encouragement.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's good.
Yeah.
And the big lesson for me too is I need to learn how to write. And so that's the other thing I really encourage my students to teach, is that the fundamental skill for success going forward is writing. And then public speaking.
Excellent.
But writing first.